So welcome to this ProThoughts webinar. The topic today is related with PMP certification. So I'm hoping that most of you who are attending this session are either thinking to go for PMP certification or are already in the process of doing that, right? So most of you are probably aware what is PMP certification. Okay, so the topic that today we'll be covering is expectations versus reality. Expectations means the false expectations or unrealistic expectations which a lot of individuals, PMP aspirants expect from PMP, and later on they become disappointed. So you should know what to expect from PMP, how to utilize it effectively and make it work for you. Okay, so you need to understand how it's reality effective. It is effective, but if you expect much more, you will get disappointed, right? So there has to be a balance. So we'll talk about expectations versus reality. And before we actually get into the topic, so just a little bit about myself, so whom you are getting the information from. My name is Arvind Nahata. I've been working with ProThought Solutions since 2015 as a co-founder, director, and partner. I'm myself PMP certified. I'm a PMP trainer as well, and I do conduct trainings in project management for many other non-PMP courses as well. Okay, so around 20 plus years of experience, mentored 3,000 professionals across globally, conducted 130 plus PMP workshops, and plus you can just go through the rest of the bullet points. And I'm one of the PMI authorized or PMI approved instructor for PMP and the agile courses of PMI as well. So these are the details about myself. Okay. And moving on to the organization, ProThoughts. So ProThoughts is a global REP till last year and ATP from this year onwards. REP used to stand for Registered Education Providers. So we were registered with PMI to provide education in project management courses. And now we are authorized training partners with PMI. So name has changed. Along with that, the way the engagement has become much more stricter. Okay, so much more effective and quality wise. So, and then we are also the official distributors of RMC Publication, a US based organization, Rita Multi Corporation in India. And we operate out of 2 offices in India, Pune and Mumbai. We conduct, pre-COVID, we used to conduct classroom trainings, Pune, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Bangalore, New Delhi, and other locations outside India in Middle East and Southeast Asia. Okay, and we have trained 5,000 professionals, 10,000 hours of training across 300 batches. The courses that we have been offering, PMP, our flagship program, then CAPM, PGMP, DASSM, MS Project, several customized trainings for the corporates. Okay, so we are tied up with around 50 plus corporate clients, many big names, few are small names. Okay, and then we are also associated with B schools, business schools. So most of us are visiting faculty in many of these B schools. Okay, and you can see the recognitions which we have got, quite a few. The CIO Review magazine, that's from the Times Group. That was the first ever recognition we got back in 2015. And Your Story, like say for example, published our story in 2019. So there have been quite a few. What we do on the top right corner, you can see training has been our main focus area. So we started with trainings in 2015, only classroom, then we expanded to online, then self-paced learning, e-learnings, corporate trainings, and then we got into software implementations, like we have the exclusive rights with Project Insight, MS Project and Primavera and Jira, the other software tools. So project management, many other softwares, okay, training and implementation of those, then advisory and consulting services in project management. And then recently we bought a platform, not recently, it was pre-COVID. So pre-COVID, we bought a platform called talkprojectmanagement.com, which we are promoting as an e-commerce platform, bookstore, okay, products and services. So we have around 60 plus products which we are going to launch, rather relaunch. We launched and COVID happened, so we had to pull it off. Now we are relaunching it again with much more products. So that e-commerce platform, it's only focused on project management for products and services. Okay, so when we started, this was our vision, motto, and mantra. And this is the TPM platform, which we are promoting, developing as an e-commerce platform. So we are planning to launch it next month. Okay, so that was all about Pro Thoughts. Now we are coming back to our PMP certification. So expectations versus reality, right? So first you need to know that what are the unrealistic expectations. Many of these probably you might be also having it. So you need to first know what are unrealistic and then what should be the realistic expectation, how to achieve it. Okay. So first, PMP is not a magic wand. Okay. Just because you do PMP, because you become PMP certified, does not mean that automatically the things will start happening with you. You still have to put in effort. Okay. PMP will make it easier, but it will not happen automatically. Just because a lot of people expect, oh, because I did my PMP, tomorrow I should be a project manager. PMP overnight will not make you a project manager. Okay. Probably it can fast track your career to become a project manager, but just because you are PMP does not mean that you need to be a project manager. Okay. So PMP at times is done by a lot of individuals who understand the reality and they just come for the knowledge and they go back and their performance, they focus on their performance, what they learn from PMP, they apply in the projects, they learn from it, they gradually develop that skills, and over it's not like within a week or within a month, it takes years at times to succeed as a project manager. Okay, so PMP in short term, probably if you are a project manager, then it's fine. But if you are not a project manager, don't assume PMP will make you a project manager. Okay, that's one thing. And then there are no shortcuts to success. Just because you become PMP, I'll get double the salary, I'll get my dream job. It's not like that. Okay, so PMP certification, just like any other certification, only guarantees success, or only guarantees knowledge. Okay, if you come to me, if I am taking the interview, if you tell me that I am PMP certified, what I only know is that you understand project management, you have the knowledge of project management, but are you motivated? Are you how is your communication skills? What type of individual you are? I need to still check a lot of your interpersonal skills, right? And many other things. PMP, at least the only thing that PMP guarantees is the knowledge in project management. So the PMP can open the door. It can get you an interview call, but cracking the interview is still a job that you need to do, right? So just because you are PMP, it's there on your resume, you might get a call, not a job. So getting a call might happen, but not a job. Okay. So PMP will get me a job. Yes, it makes it easier for you, but it will not get you a job. It will take you one step towards getting a good job, right? By getting you a call at least. A lot of job profiles which say PMP is mandatory, PMP preferred. So they will consider you. They filter with those words PMP in the resume. Only those resumes which have those words gets considered. So you will be considered, right? Not selected for the job. You still have to walk the door. The door will open for you. You still have to walk out of the door, right? Or walk in from the door. So that's there. And the same applies for promotions as well, right? So just because you are PMP certified, what will start happening is the day you inform everybody, your manager and everybody that you are PMP certified, the expectations from you will become higher, right? So now if you want a promotion, you will have to perform. After PMP also, if you cannot perform, which happens in many cases, in that case, don't expect a promotion. PMP is just like again, the same thing, just like to get a job, it opens the door. Also for a promotion, it will give you opportunities. That's all. You still have to excel in those opportunities, right? I know a lot of PMP certified managers who are not successful. Why? Because they did PMP and after that they went back to their jobs and doing the same thing like before. They are not applying the PMP knowledge effectively at work. Many of them have even forgotten. They don't even remember what PMP taught them. Just a vague idea, just a rough idea. They're not up to the mark for the PMP. They're not, I'll not even call them PMP certified. Just because having a degree versus actually applying the knowledge is a very two different things, right? And then that is all about after PMP, the realistic, unrealistic expectations, right? Another unrealistic expectation is that PMP can be cracked. There are shortcut ways to crack the PMP. So PMP exam is supposed to be one of the toughest certifications among the top 10 toughest certifications globally. So there is no way that you can do it in a shortcut way, right? There has to be a dedicated, planned, and smart effort of preparation. So that effort has to be put in. Unnecessary effort you should not be put in it. So we call it as a smart effort, not hard work. So it's smart work, not hard work, right? So just don't blindly do the hard work for PMP. You need to be smart enough to understand what to do and what not to do to prepare for PMP. So PMP exam needs effort. You cannot do it in shortcut. But if you do it in a smart way, effort can be reduced to an extent, but not to an extent which many people assume. Okay. So now, if you ask me that, Arvind, I want to do PMP, how much time, how much duration you think that I can be, I should be able to crack the PMP in? There is no one answer to it, because I don't know whether you will be able to put in 1 hour every day for it or 5 hours every day for it, right? So I cannot say it's in a month or weeks or year, right? So what I will say is that if you want to crack the PMP, and if you know the step-by-step process, the effective way of preparing, all the do's and don'ts, in that case, the total effort, including the study and all the overhead activities that you need to do in those steps, everything combined, the total effort required from you will be anywhere between 200 to 300 hours. Think about it, 200 to 300 hours. Now, how quickly you can give those 300 hours, I really don't know about you, right? How occupied you are. I know a candidate who was able to crack the exam in 18 days. And then there are candidates who have taken 1 year and still preparing. Why? Because they're on and off. Sometimes they put in effort, sometimes they stop. So it's not committed. Even if you're committed, if you're putting 1 hour every day versus 5 hours every day, that also makes a difference, right? So 200 to 300 hours is the total effort, which includes the self-study, the application process, the mock exams that you will take, improving the scores. Everything inclusive is maximum 300 hours. More you are experienced, lesser the number of hours. Less experience, more it will go towards 300 hours. So that is the expectation that you need to keep. So just if you feel that, oh, 1 month, 1 hour every day, I think with that I will be able to, that's overconfidence. You cannot do that. It's beyond a human limitation, because syllabus is huge. You learn a lot in PMP. Okay, that's why it's so highly recognized in the corporate world, because they know what you have gone through. They know that you have put in that 300 hours of effort to grill yourself, right? To prepare yourself to be an effective project manager. So these are few unrealistic expectations. Okay. And then what's the reality? So to check the reality, first, there are 3 questions that you need to ask to you. Okay. First, is it for you? Do you really want to do it? And if you want to do it, when to do it? And how can you actually benefit from it? What are the benefits and how can you benefit from it? Okay. So first of all, is it for you? So it is only for you if one of these 4 bullet points, your answer is yes. If any of for any of these 4 bullet points, your answer is yes, probably PMP is for you. Make sense? That is to see, should you go for it? You should go for it if you can answer yes to any of these 1. Okay, that is one thing. Next thing will be when to do it. This is more important than the first one. First one is also, all are equally important, but first one is once you have finalized when that yes, I want to go for it, then the question is, should I go for it right away? Should I go for it after 6 months? Should I go for it after 2 years? So when to go for it? When should you do it? So you should go for it only after 3 years of your project experience. So PMI's requirement is you will not even qualify if you don't have 3600 hours of 36 months of experience. Okay, so 3 years of project experience is one of the basic minimum criteria. So, okay, a fresher, somebody with only 1 year of experience, for them, they can go for CAPM. We do offer that as well. So CAPM course is for anybody who is in a college or till 0 to 3 years of experience. Beyond 3, it's PMP. Okay. Normally, I will say even 3 is like a border. You should cross 4, 4.5, 5 years before you should actually go for PMP. Okay. So that's one. Second, as I said, you should be willing to put 250 to 300 hours of effort. So right now, do you see yourself able to put in the next 3-4 months, 300 hours of effort? Normally, if you stretch too much, say for example, a year or so, believe me, you start forgetting things. You don't remember. So if you do it in the same flow quickly, ASAP, you want to do it ASAP, easier it will be for you. So normally the best optimum way for working people who are working as well as need to prepare for it will be if you are able to put in 300 hours of effort in 3 to 4 months, which means around 2 to 3 hours every day. 3 hours every day, 90 days is 270 hours. Right? And over the weekends and those times, you might be able to spend a little more. So if you're running short, if you're able to put only 1 hour today, so you probably might cover up by spending more hours over the weekend, right? So on an average, 2 to 3 hours every day, if you're able to put, then 3 to 4 months is a good enough time. And that's an optimum time, which most candidates do, because I'm assuming that you are not going to take a time off for a month and prepare for it, right? You will be preparing while working. So if you are working and preparing, 300 hours is a little tough to complete it in 1 month. Right? That's why 3 to 4 months is a good enough time. But if you stretch it to a year or so, believe me, priorities change and you will drop the idea to do PMP. This will be the least important thing for you. So that's why if you start it, complete it. So think about it. Are you free enough to give 300 hours in the next 3-4 months? If you see yourself not so much occupied at work, no personal commitments, no work related commitments in the next 3-4 months, then only go for PMP right now. Whenever you want to go for it, make sure you go for it when, don't use the free time to get associated with us and attend the session. Attend the session before the free time so that you can use the free time to prepare. Don't assume, oh, today I got free, so now from tomorrow I will start with the PMP. Let's connect with Pro Thoughts. That should not be the approach. Use the free time. As soon as the free time starts, you should be on top of your 300 hours of effort. That's how it should be. Okay. And then the third bullet point is the cost involved. So you need to be investing this much. INR, I only put it in 2 currencies. You can put it in any other currencies. Okay. Around approximate $1,000 or 60,000 INR, Indian rupees. So that should be the amount that you will have to invest. Now, I'm not saying expense, I'm saying invest, because eventually this amount you normally get back if you are able to effectively use the PMP knowledge, and you get back pretty fast within a year. I'm going to talk about how to benefit. Okay. So it's an investment, not an expense. You normally get this 60,000 INR, $1,000 pretty quickly if you are smart enough to know how to reap the benefit out of your PMP certification. Okay, so these are the 3 things. If you feel that you have 3 years of experience, you don't have too much heavy commitments in the coming months, and you are willing to invest $1,000. Any of these 3, not any of these 3, sorry, it has to be all the 3. So if you feel yes, all the 3 fit into my scheme of things, then go for PMP. Okay, if you feel all the 3 are matching, working for you, then probably no reason why you should be delaying the PMP, because you have already evaluated, yes, I want to go for it, and I want to go for it now, because now I can go for it now. So if you can go for it, earlier you do it, earlier you start getting the benefit from it. Okay, So what are the benefits? First, let's see what are the benefits and then how can you reap the benefits. So first, career growth, but again, don't make the career growth expectations unrealistic. It's not like within a day or within a week or within a month. Probably after PMP, the expectation should be that, say, for example, if I have 5 years of experience, then after PMP, before PMP, where I see myself after 10 years, with PMP, I probably will reach there in 8 years. So over a period of 5 years, I will fast track my career by 2 years. That is all you can do. But if you feel within a month I will get benefit out of it, probably it's tough. Okay, so overall, in the long run, it will give you a growth in the career. It will fast track your career. That's for sure. If you apply the knowledge and utilize the skills that the PMP teaches you. Okay, so that's one. And obviously, growth in the career means higher roles in the positions and responsibilities, and also higher salaries by default. Normally, there was a survey done by the Project Management Institute, PMI, and they found that a normal individual without PMP, what they get versus a PMP certified professional of the same caliber, same experience, and everything same, probably normally gets a salary higher by around 15 to 30%. On an average, they're like around 20%, right? So 20% extra salary that you are getting in a year's time normally will pay off for your investment that you are doing right now. And after the year on year, every year you will be getting that higher amount, right? So that is not even considered. We are saying within the year's salary itself, it pays off. So that's the ROI, you can say, right? Return on investment. So salary is higher, you can expect. So if you're looking out for job after this, if you're PMP, if you're able to crack the interview with PMP degree, you can expect a salary range a bit higher than what you otherwise would have expected. Okay. And why you are getting a growth in the career and higher salary and everything is because PMP is highly recognized in the corporate world globally. Okay. PMI themselves are present in 50 plus countries across the globe. So they have a pretty high credibility, and PMP is one of the, they understand that it's one of the toughest certifications. There are no shortcuts. You need to learn. Without that, you cannot clear the exam. So that's why it's highly recognized. And that's why if you say somebody I'm PMP certified, people respect you. They know what you know. They understand. Like if you come to me and tell me, I understand, I know what you know, all the knowledge that you have. Without that knowledge, you just cannot crack the exam, right? So you carry more credibility in the market. And because you know more, because you have that skills, your own confidence will also grow, and that shows up in the way you interact with people, you talk to the people. People listen to you also seriously. If you're talking about project management, people will take you seriously. Why? They know you are PMP. So for some reason, so there must be a reason why you are talking about that, right? Some global standards, some other better ways to do things. So whatever you say, people will take you more seriously, right? That credibility, because they are all interlinked, right? Why credibility is high? Because you have knowledge and you are coming up with more confidence. You're talking with confidence. And why are you talking with confidence? Because you know what you're saying is right. These are global standards. You know it's the global standards, right? So confidence booster. That's the another thing. And then this confidence grows even more once you see the results. You learn PMP, you apply that, see the results, and the results, if it's favorable, then obviously you gain more confidence on PMP and the PMP knowledge, right? And the most important thing, the last one, at times a lot of people just come for this, is job satisfaction. They want to do PMP because they want to switch industries, because they want to shift from technical to non-technical roles. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is very much possible, but the only thing is you should know how to use it, how to make it work for you. Okay, so PMP certified professional who is knowledgeable also needs to be street smart. You need to be street smart to reap the benefits out of the PMP certification, right? So how to reap the benefits. So first of all, to reap the benefits, you need to be PMP certified, number one, right? So you need to initiate the process. Many of you probably already are in the process of that, right? So once you've initiated the process, enrolled in one of the PMP programs, okay, after that, you need to gain knowledge. Gain knowledge by attending the workshop and by doing the self-study. You have to make sure that all the project management PMP knowledge you are comfortable with. Once you have gained the knowledge, you need to take the exam, clear it, and once you clear it, now the time is to apply that knowledge. See, I told you in the very beginning, I know a lot of PMP certified professionals who gained the knowledge and after that stopped using it. They went back to work and continued doing the same work again. No point doing the PMP in that case. And because they were not using the PMP knowledge for a long time after that, they started forgetting terms, what all they learned in PMP. Now it's completely whitewashed from there. They don't even know about the new syllabuses of PMP and anything. So applying knowledge is important. Apply what you have learned, right? So I normally explain the concept in the term of a concept called Suhari. Okay, this I've been using in a lot of my webinars. So it's a pretty anybody who is aware what is Suhari? Anyone here who is, you can type in. Okay, so let me tell you what does this Suhari means. Break the rule. That's the last part. Sutika, yes. So let me explain all the three steps: Su, Ha, and Re. Okay, Re is breaking the rules or defining your own rules. Su is the learning phase. Su is the phase. So this concept of Suhari has come up from the martial arts. Okay, Taekwondo, Judo, all these martial arts which you do. So they talk about this concept of Suhari, and that's where it's picked up from. And you will find it in a lot of agile projects. They are using the same concepts. Okay. So the Suhari concept means Su is the phase where you learn the concepts, you gain the knowledge, understand the concepts, and once you have got a good control over the subject in the Su phase, then Ha is the application phase where you actually apply, make it work, see it work, and with that you gain experience. So Ha is the phase where you are working with that knowledge, gaining experience, learning, making mistakes, seeing it success, all success and failures, all things are tested. Everything happens in the Ha phase, right? So once you have done all these things, you are highly experienced. Now you gain expertise because of that. And with that expertise, now you define the rules of the game. You do something which becomes the new rules. And people look upon you. Whatever you do, how you do, right? You define the rules of the game in the last phase, or you break the rules, whatever you can call it, right? You define the rules or break the rules or create new rules, or you create something innovative which people follow you because they look upon you as an expert. So Re is the phase where Suhari. So PMP certification which you are doing is the Su phase, very first phase, where you're just learning about PMP. After that, you need to do the Ha and the Re, one after the other. Re might be still maybe 10 years away or 5 years away from now. Right? So to gain the benefit, you need to be patient. It's not like overnight. You might get a job, you might get a good role right now, but you still need to excel in that. Make sense? So that was all about from my side on this topic. Any questions? So let me share with you one PDU claim code. So I'll just type that in the chat box. Just give me 1 second. And then I'll take up some questions. So these are the contact details. You can reach us out. Okay. And I just open, and then there's a couple of slides that I need to go through. So One news here that we are starting post-COVID now, our PMP classroom training. So we are starting in India. The first batch, upcoming batch, is in Ahmedabad in Gujarat. So 2nd October. Okay, so that's the day when we are starting it. Okay, so you can check it on our website. The classroom trainings in Ahmedabad, the dates and everything are published. And we do offer a lot of other things as well, like MS project training, 60 PDUs, a lot of other things, agile courses. That's, I think we covered it in the first slide, right? So let me just give you the claim code for that one PDU that you can use on the PMI website to claim. Just 1 second. And any questions, please type it in the chat box. After giving you the claim code, I will look at the questions and I will start answering those. Okay, and just one more thing before we start. I will just launch a poll. It's just will not take more than a minute. Just a couple of questions. And then I'll just give you around 5 minutes. Let me now see questions. So any questions on PMP? So I normally try to complete a little earlier so that more time can be spent on question and answers, or anything that you want me to talk about more in detail, which we covered right now. Anything? So I can unmute you if you want to, and you can ask me the questions. And in the meanwhile, the contact details via email, phone call, WhatsApp, and on our website, you can reach us out for any further queries. So Sivatika, for 60 PDUs, we have a complete dedicated program. So you complete that program with us, and we give you the entire 60 PDUs, based on which you can renew your PMP certification. Normally, a lot of people find it tough to get all the 60 PDUs. Okay, so this is like one program which we have got it approved from PMI to give you the 60 PDUs. Okay, so if you want the details of those, you can reach us out, and will be more than happy to send you the details via email. Or somebody from our team can reach you out and give you the details. You can note down our contact details, drop an email or WhatsApp, or call us and let us know. No, Siva. So PMBOK is not a PMP specific study material. I told you initially that to crack the PMP exam, you need to do smart study, not hard study. So when you say smart study, you need to understand what is the best study material with which your study time reduces effectively. With PMBOK, if you prepare, believe me, 300 hours of effort will increase to 700 to 800 hours. And PMI themselves says PMBOK is not for PMP. PMBOK is just a reference material. Right now, PMBOK 7 got launched, but PMP exam is still based on the old syllabus. And they're not saying that PMP. So one of the things that we got it clarified from PMI, we have that in writing. That's why we can confidently say this, is that PMP exam in this year is not going to be based on PMBOK 7. And whether it will be based on PMBOK 7 from 2022 January or June or December or 2023, we don't know. PMI has officially not decided yet. What we have got it in writing is, when we ask them that with the PMBOK 7 getting launched, is PMP going to be based on PMBOK 7? The answer that came from PMI was, please don't link PMBOK with PMP. The PMP exam is based on the latest exam content outline. PMBOK can be used as a reference material, but otherwise, there are a lot of additional study materials which you should be referring, which are PMP exam focused. PMBOK, why they are not saying is PMP only for PMP, because even for CAPM, PMBOK, even for PMP, PMBOK, even for PGMP, PMBOK. So there are so many certifications for which there is just one PMBOK is like a Bible for project management. It's much more than what you need to know from a PMP standpoint. And PMBOK 7 has nothing to do with PMP. PMP is still on the current exam pattern, and whatever is there in the PMBOK 6, not beyond that. So Madhuka, if you don't know PDU code, probably you don't need it, because PDU code is needed if you are already certified with PMI. You're already certified with PMI, and they want you to renew your certifications every certain period. So you need the codes, these PDUs to claim them, to get it renewed. No, Rajaraman, my take on this is that 3 years renewal is done with the mindset that a lot of people who do PMP try to benefit one time out of it and then forget about it. Okay. Then the next 3 years, so I become PMP today. In the next 2 months, I use that knowledge to get a promotion, to get a new job, and after that, I forget about PMP. No contribution in project management, nothing I do in PMP, right? For PMP, in PMP, so nothing I do for that. So PMI wants you to contribute in the field of project management, utilize your knowledge, and that's why they've created this whole structure of the renewal every 3 years. And if you talk about the $150, think about it. You are gaining much more than that. It takes PMI to maintain those credentials, to keep those credentials with the corporates. PMI is a non-profit organization, by the way. Okay, so all the money that they get goes into promoting project management, into creating the awareness of project management. So, and running their show, right? They have to keep employees, they have to maintain the website, they have to do a lot of things. So it comes at a cost. So what they're giving to you with the PMP certification versus what they're asking you to give back is much lesser, because what you gain out of becoming, after becoming PMP, is much more. Okay, we also pay to them. Okay, being an REP, being an ATP, we as an institute also have to pay to them on an annual basis, right? Annual basis, per candidate basis, so a lot of things. So we understand why we are paying it to them. So we could have also said the same thing, that they're charging too much. But you need to understand, everything, quality comes at a cost, right? To maintain, they have to keep on revising the PMBOK every 3, 4, 5, 6 years, right? It's not like that a fresher can be hired to revise the PMBOK. They have to hire seniors, the retired people, CEOs of the organizations, professors from different B schools, from project management streams. So a lot of effort goes in to maintain the standards, high standards, right? And to keep the awareness going. It's not so cheap. That's why they have to charge it somewhere. They cannot, where they will get the money for. Plus the marketing, they have office presence in 50 countries globally. Like if I talk about in India itself, they have multiple offices: Mumbai, Bangalore, NCR, I think in Ahmedabad, Chennai. So they have a couple of offices. So to maintain the offices, the employees, it's a cost. So I don't think it's too expensive. Okay. A lot of questions here. And $150, Rajaraman, is not every year. $150 is for 3 years, right? If you look at it, $50 per year. Don't you think you get more than that in your salaries? Because being a PMP, you get much more than that, right? So, any specific topics which should be focused more compared to other topics while preparing for the exam? So Sivakumar, that's a PMP specific thing. PMP, the PMI, normally the way they design the PMP exam is they focus on non-traditional areas more. So right now, if you ask me, I will say the areas of procurement, risk, change management, communication, stakeholder expectations. These are the areas where you will get more questions, and lesser number of questions are coming nowadays from cost management, time management, and all. Those are like matured areas. PMI knows that most organizations are mature enough to manage the budget and schedule, right? So they will be marketing more on the ignored parts of project management because they want to create that awareness. Okay, so let me read out more questions. I'm just browsing up. Sorry, a lot of questions just got typed in. I think I answered the question from Siva. Would like to know about 60 PDUs. So Siva, I give answer for that. You need to reach us out. Okay. We talked about the PMBOK 7. That's nothing to do with PMP. What is PDU code? If you don't know about the PDU code, probably don't worry about it because PDU code is for those people who are certified and who want to get it renewed, the certification. It's a certification. Okay. Don't you think PMI charges it, please? Okay, so it's like about. So Rajaraman, I answered that. Oh, Madhuka, so let me just type in at the end, I will type it once more time because otherwise I'll keep on typing the same thing again and again. So before we conclude, I will type in the claim code once more in the chat box. Okay. For those who have missed it out or got dropped out, you will get it. Specific topics we covered. Okay, so let me end the poll here. So I'm just sharing the results with all of you. So you can see what the result was in the webinar. Okay, and let me type in the, just give me 1 second. Let's just type in the claim code once more. Yes, if I'll just give you the tips. Just give me 1 second. Seven. Okay, so here is the charge code. I just typed in again once more. Okay, so you can claim it anytime effective tomorrow on the PMI website. Okay, so 2 more questions here. First from Siva, how to approach or any tips for preparing for the exam? If you are preparing for PMP, one of the important things will be don't read too many books. Pick up one of the good books. Rita Mulke is one of our favorites, which we recommend. We being the distributors, it's not that because we are being distributors, that's why we are recommending. We became the distributors because we realized this is one of the this is one of the best books for PMP. Okay, and you can check the feedback on the market about Rita Mulke. I don't have to tell you. Okay, one of the best books available in the market. So Rita Mulke book, if you are picking up, so Rita Mulke book plus maybe the Agile, the student manual that comes from PMI. These 2 things together is more than enough for an individual to crack the exam. I've seen a lot of people talking on the internet who cleared the PMP exam and they want to share their experiences, and I find they are the horrible ones people to crack them. It took them 1.5 years, 2 years to crack the exam. What can be done in 3 or 4 months? Somebody took 16 months, probably his approach was not good. Did it, that's a different thing, but there is a better way of doing it. Why not approach it in a smarter way, right? So reading multiple books does not help. Pick up one of the best books. That's it. One book will explain you everything. Reading more books, you are spending time. It's the same concepts. If you have understood it, one book, end of story. So normally complete it with one set of, just pick up a limited number of books, go through them, take the mock exam, see how your scores are coming in the mock exam. That is important. Analyze the wrong answers, identify your gaps, fix your gaps. It can be a knowledge gap, it could be your personality gap. So you need to know what are your. So first thing is to fix the problem. You need to identify and acknowledge the problem. So mock tests helps you to identify and acknowledge the problems, right? So take the exams, evaluate your scores, see the questions which you got wrong, find out why you got it wrong, address that problem, address that why, then move on and see the other mock exam. Because you have addressed it, you should have a better score. Over a period of time, if you follow this step by step, every time improve your score, improve your gap, address your gaps before you move on, you will see a better score. The way I look at it is, gaining knowledge is one thing, scoring in the exam is another thing. Right? Scoring in the exam is a very different ballgame. So you need to approach it in a very different way. Okay. So what is the most suitable preparatory course that I followed through ProThoughts to sit exam? So if you are looking, Ramika, to sit for the exam in mid 2022, I will recommend you to take reach us out maybe end of 2021, not now. Okay, so because normally, as I said earlier, right? So you should get associated with us, attend the session only when you feel that the next 3 to 4 months are relatively free. If you are free from February onwards, connect with us in December and enroll in one of our January batches. So that after the January batch, immediately from Feb onwards, you can prepare. Okay. Don't stretch. If you stretch too much, believe me, you will drop the idea to do PMP. Any other question? Okay. So if no questions, then I think we still have around 5 to 10 minutes, but I don't see any questions here. If you feel that I've missed out on any of the questions, I tried to answer all. But if I missed out any of those, can you please type in once more? Okay. So in that case, if no questions, we will conclude a little early, 5 minutes earlier. So thanks everyone for attending this session. I hope you have some takeaways after attending this session. Okay. Okay. Siva is asking, does Rita Mulki cover Agile as well? So Siva, Rita Mulki claims that they are covering everything that is included in the PMP, but we personally, as the trainers, as the PMP trainers, have a little bit of reservation. They cover it pretty well. They're one of the best books that's covering it. But along with the Rita Mulki, as I said, you should be referring to one more book, which is the student manual from PMI. You need to get that. It's a soft book, which comes with a license, and directly you cannot get it. You need to buy it from PMI via us. Only ATPs can get it to you. So you need to get it from us. Okay, and it's actually being offered by PMI only to those candidates who are attending the sessions with the ATPs. That is only focused on that additional agile syllabus of PMP. And for the waterfall syllabus, the traditional approach syllabus, Rita Mulki is one of the best books. 50% waterfall, 50% agile. So that's how the two books will cover everything. Even though Rita Mulki is covering a lot of things in agile, but because PMI itself is giving a agile syllabus, a book which is focused on only agile part of PMP, so it's better to go through that along with the Rita Mulki. As per us, these are the only two things that you need to prepare with. Don't look at any other thing. Okay, so with that said, we'll stop here. The contact details are on the screen. You can reach us out. Okay. So thanks everyone.